Redline Athletics presents Dustin Danzie.
My passion is basically helping athletes, so I have inspired to be a sports psychologist. That's what I want to be doing within the next 5 to 10 years. But until then, I'll keep touching everybody I can and giving them this knowledge I've obtained. So I want to welcome you. This is great information for you. I basically want to start off. I'm going to really just go into my journey through college, but the first thing I'm going to talk about is the recruiting process. The first thing I want to go into with the recruiting process, and a big thing is, basically the 8 steps. Basically, the reason why I'm doing this is because about 5 years ago, when I started going back around my hometown, home in Louisiana, I kind of started looking around. When I signed in 2004, I was the first person in 30 years to sign a Division I scholarship or any scholarship. So I had nobody to talk to tell me what was about to happen. I had nobody to go to. It was just me. I didn't know what was going to happen. So when I got home, I kind of asked, how many kids have signed? And they told me about 5. And then I asked, well, who finished? And they told me 1 person. So out of the 5 that signed after I left, only 1 of them finished. And that kind of hurt me, because I did only 2 years myself. Because I felt like now, as a grown man looking back at it, I just wasn't prepared for the grind that it was to become. So that's the biggest reason why I do this, is because I want to prepare athletes who've been good in high school. The coaches are kind of, carry you along. They're always nice because you'll see here soon when I really go into what happened once you get on that college campus. You will really understand that the recruiting process is simply the recruiting process. Once you get there, you're there. So you got to be prepared for it. All right, so the 8 steps of recruiting. First step, I always tell the students is take the right classes. How many of you are already communicating with your guidance counselor about the right classes you need to be taking? Anybody? That's the first step you need to take. You have to take the right classes. You don't want to do everything right and then end up not eligible. All right, so I think it's about, they used to be called the NCAA Clearinghouse. Now it's called the Eligibility Center, I believe. It's about $50 and a Social Security number, and you're in. About $50, you pay that, and then it gets you into the system. That's the first step you need to take, is to get into the system, and then you can actually see what core subjects you need to take and look at your curriculum to see if that's what you're doing, because I've met athletes who go on their entire 4 years, and didn't really pay attention to that, and they just weren't eligible. And they didn't have bad grades, but they didn't take enough of the classes that they need to take. So the first step is to take the right classes. Second step is to register with the NCAA. And the third step, what I'll go into in depth, is make a list. How many of you have a list of colleges that you already want to attend? All right, here we go. How big is your list, man?
It's like 35.
There you go. There we go. How big is your list? 10? There we go. How big?
Like 4.
You gotta get more. All right, so I'll explain. Right, I'll explain. The biggest thing with recruiting is you don't want to have very little schools on your list, because things always change. But you just never know what's going to happen. The shorter your list, the shorter your chances of getting a scholarship, just to be honest. So my man says 30-something, 20-something, you're right on point. My number was 15 to 25, so that's right in the midst of it. I break it down into 3 categories. The first category is safety schools. Safety schools being the emergency. These are basically your JUCOs, or small, unheard of colleges. What I wrote was, these are the emergencies. Injuries can happen, family obligations, losing a scholarship at the last minute has happened. Things at school you don't qualify academically, have the ability to play or walk on because it's not so high, and you don't have the scholarship or the money to afford it. These schools are basically, if everything goes wrong, I can contact these schools. But that's the biggest key, is those schools you're contacting way more than you're contacting the ones you really want to go to. Because for one, these coaches, especially these JUCOs, if you're contacting them beforehand and always talking to them, they will be a little bit more lenient to let you in, whereas last minute, nobody gave you a scholarship, hey, I'm trying to get in. They don't really respect that. I've seen it. I coached at a JUCO, and it happened every last minute. They call and, hey, yeah, I'm trying to get in. I'm like, what happened? me, and I'm like, okay, why didn't you call, email me 2 months ago? Oh man, no, well, they come up with everything. I mean, but they just trying to get in. So I always tell these athletes, man, ain't nothing wrong with emailing these coaches. Email them. Hey, I'm currently looking to get into a 4-year school or a bigger school, but I just want you to know I love what you're doing at your program. Just make some kind of communication with these coaches. The second stage or the second set of schools is the likely schools. These are the schools that are contacting you. The ones that they're recruiting you. They call, they retweet your stuff. I think Twitter is the biggest thing right now with recruiting. I'll go more into why Twitter is big right now and why all y'all need to be on Twitter really reaching out to these coaches. But the likely schools are basically the ones that are showing serious interest. Same thing with the likely schools. Just as you're communicating with the other schools, you'll want to communicate with the likely schools the same amount of time. Like 20 to 30 schools, that's 20 to 30 emails you're sending every other month or every month. Just reaching out, how you doing? How you doing? This is me, I'm so-and-so, I'm just reaching out, still interested. They respect that. I was a coach, I respect that. So your likely schools, even though they are recruiting you just never know what's gonna happen. I would say have about 12 likely schools, but that starts with communication when I'm telling you to do it. You have to communicate. Don't expect these schools to find you. They won't find you. You know how many athletes play your sport in the United States? It's a huge number. And you're just that one individual and you're saying, I'm just gonna sit back and when they want to, come get me, they'll find me because I'm good. It's another one right down the road just as good, and that person is even emailing them. So your likely schools, you want to reach out to them a lot. You want to always show them, I appreciate you for contacting me. I'm still up for it, coach. Just carry them on. That's what they're going to do if they like you, because they got 4 other athletes they're looking at too who might get that spot. So they're going to carry you along for as long as they can. But you think they care when they choose that other athlete and it's 2 days before signing day? They don't care. So it's on you to constantly be in their radar, to say, I'm here, I'm here. And then the last one, the dream schools. I was a huge UT fan from Louisiana. I caught an interception in the game and I was throwing up the hooks. Everybody in the crowd knew I wanted to go to UT. They never sent anything to me, but that was my dream. I always was sending stuff out back in my day, and I'll get more into that. We didn't have all this stuff. I mean, I remember coaches driving 4 hours just to get my highlight tape. Now it's just a click away. There's no excuse for you not to be seen anymore. It's just a click away. Just send them a huddle highlight. Send them your film from whatever, from practice. I didn't have all that. All I had was, yeah, man, I'm in Homer, Louisiana. Where is that? That's up here. They were like, all right, I'm gonna drive up there. And I'm like, I know this. That's my likely school. They drove this far, I'm likely to go there. All right. And then these dream schools, shoot big. I mean, it's nothing wrong with that. I would say limit that down to about 4 schools. 4 dream schools. I had UT and UCLA. That was like my biggest dream. UCLA and UT, it didn't happen, but I had my likely, which was Southern Mississippi, and I signed with them. So start this process now. Don't wait and don't expect anybody to find you, because trust me, they got other athletes that's on their radar right now. You got to just basically, I call it just step in their face. Just step in their face with emails, tweets. The goal and the ultimate goal is to slim this list of likelies, slim the list down of likelies, the dream schools, and the other ones down to about 3 to 5 by the time you reach the midpoint of your senior year. And I'm talking about the Christmas break. You should be down to about 3 or 5 by then. That means the process has already started with you researching these schools, always trying to make sure they have the degree you want. What's the use of signing with a school when they don't even have the degree that you want to go into? I've seen that happen. They don't make it. They take general studies. I don't like it, man. They take this, and before you know it, they back home. Look and see if they have that degree program you want. That's the first thing you should want. All right. Second thing you should want to look into is who is the coach. How long has he been there? All right. Does he plan on staying? What are you hearing in the news? They do a good job of letting you know what's going to happen out here now. You'll know if a coach is about to leave or he's getting interviewed. It's no excuse. Research methods is the biggest key. Research these schools, contact them, ask them how long they're going to be there, ask them what are their 5-year plans. I interviewed a coach when I was coaching, just to practice, just to show the kids what they should be asking these coaches. And one coach, when I asked him a question, I asked him, Coach, so do you truly see yourself here in 3 years? He said, yes, sir. I said, so, more money. I know you got a family. He kind of didn't want to, I'm like, I'll just be honest. I'm going to leave. It's the truth. That coach is a great coach. Guess what? They call you every day. I'm here for you, baby. All right, my story. Jay Hobson, who was the defensive back coach at Southern Miss when I was recruited. He recruited me. He's actually the head coach at Southern Miss right now. He was the defensive back coach when he recruited me. He carried me all the way up to the day after signing day. He left for Ole Miss. They waited till the day after signing day. They knew this by design, so they couldn't lose these recruits. So you need to talk to him. I didn't know that stuff back then. I didn't call him like, hey, man, I signed on February 4th, and I'm trying to call him. He never answered the phone. I'm like, man, I can't wait to get down there. And the next day, I look on the news or look on the website in Jackson, Mississippi. Coach Jay Hobson signed me coaching a new job offer Ole Miss defensive coordinator. I'm stuck. I just signed my name on that paper. I could have asked him, and I believe he would have been honest, because I believe he would have gotten to Ole Miss, because that's the connection I have with this coach. You got to talk. I didn't communicate. That was one of the best decisions I made. I still think back and say, you know what? If I would communicate, he probably told me he was going to leave. I could stay home. I could stay closer to home. ULL, Lafayette, Monroe. I could have stayed home. But instead, I went down there to some coach. I'll get into that later, how these coaches leave. I will get into that. But he didn't recruit me. That guy didn't recruit me at all. You think he liked me? He don't know nothing about me. So I had a long road uphill just to impress that coach. And kind of never really happened, but I stayed home. All right? So that's the biggest thing right there. All right? Next thing. How many of you have written athletic resumes? No athletic resumes? All right, write this website down. It's going to take you where you need to go. It's going to show you every template you need. Write this website down. www.athleticscholarships. That's athletic scholarships. All one word, .net. Go to their website. Type in resumes. Sports resume, athletic resumes. Any sport you play, it's going to show you what they're looking for. All right? The first thing you want on that resume, you don't want how many first places you had. The first thing you want on there is your GPA, SAT score, ACT score, guidance counselor name, and their number. That gives you credibility. You ain't hiding nothing. Coaches love that. When you put the guidance counselor name, email, and number, they love that. They love, this person ain't hiding nothing. They might not even call to check at that time. They're going to have to eventually to verify it. But they will blow you up once they see your credentials. But at the top of the page should be name of the guidance counselor, your grades, ACT, SAT, any test you're taking, all the core, anything you can think of as far as grades, they're trying to see that first. If they see that first, you got their attention. That's the main thing. Once you do that, they're looking. I've seen few, all district first team, all district this. Never even had a grade of that. You think my head coach called? They did. Those are probably great athletes. We will never know. They were probably great, but this is what they're looking for. So go to their website, again, www.athleticscholarships.net. All right, once these coaches start, let's say you get your likely schools and they start communicating with you, they're calling you, they're checking on you. You always want to respond back promptly. You always want to respond back quickly. Remember, they got 4 people at that position. And also, that's a research method thing. If you're football, you play cornerback, and you look on their roster and you see 8 cornerbacks, you think they're looking for a cornerback? You see 12 cornerbacks. They're not looking for a cornerback. Take that into consideration once you're reaching out. All right, push that back. That's a likely, but most likely they're not looking for my position. These are things to look for. All right, respond to every coach. As you communicate with coaches, get familiar with their school, sports program, ask questions and explain why you're interested in their school. If you can arrange a phone call with a coach, make sure to prepare for it ahead of time. Learn the most recent season record. Have answers and questions. Coaches love when you ask questions because they know you're serious. Don't ever just let them call you and ask you all the questions. I promise you would hang up like, man, how they like me? Yes. You're not doing the research. You don't know nothing. You're just playing the sport. Those are the kids who drop out. Those are the kids who come in thinking, I'm this and that, and they end up waking up to a brutal reality. All right? All right? Do not ignore emails. Like I said, you never know what the recruitment process will unfold at schools you were not interested in and attending at one point may end up being a few options you have to choose in the end. One thing I did, and I'm not going to lie, I'm about to tell you about why I did, but a coach called me, my first time a coach ever called me. Like I said, being a country boy, it shocked me. And the first question they're going to ask is, so we're all looking at you. Man, I must have lied my butt off. I must have said every school in Louisiana was looking at me. It worked. It really did. Guess what he did in 2 days? He called me back. Hey, I'm going to get this kid. He was talking fast. I'm like, oh, God. Nobody was calling me to recruit me at that time. I had not one coach. But when they ask you that, come up with about 3. That makes them really consider, okay, well, we might be missing something here. We might be missing something here. All right, I said pretty much every school in Louisiana and TCU, I think TCU, at that time, they wasn't recruiting me, they did later. But I think that was what got it. So pick a, let's say it's Michigan call. Yeah, who's looking at you? Well, Ohio State, guess what they're going to do? That's their rival, right? They're going to really research now and see. We don't want them. So research these schools. Once they call you, I'll be on the internet right. Back then we didn't have that, but you can be on your phone right then. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Who's looking at you right now? Find their rival. Yeah, they called last week because they're not communicating with those rival coaches. It is a coaching network out there. They're not communicating with them rival coaches. They're not trying to help them out. They're trying to win and get themselves out here. So say the rival school. They're going to go to that drawing board right then and start researching you, looking for you. Hey, send me this. Give me your guidance counselor number. Do what you got to do to stay on their radar. Like I said, introduce yourself. The last stage is know the NCAA and NAIA rules and regulations. All this information that I just gave you guys is on their website I just told you about. Everything. Everything I'm talking about, they got some form of it on that website. What we're going to do, we'll take a 10-minute break right now, and then we'll come in and really get more in depth with what I'm going to talk about next when I hand out these sheets to get it going. All right, that's cool? All right, so the next segment of this is basically the grind of a college athlete. The first thing I want to do, I'm going to invite Coach Claiborne up. Coach Claiborne here, 3-time all-conference, 4-time all-conference, 3-time national champ, and freshman player of the year. So I'm going to invite him up first to talk about his journey, and then I'll go into what I experienced my freshman year. So give him a hand, come on out. I'm glad you came to help me out.
Everybody doing that? Yeah. Good. All right, I got a couple of things written down. Just points that I'm going to talk about. First of all, my name is Aaron Claiborne. I'm originally from here, Indiana, but I moved to Benton Harbor, Michigan in high school. I played college basketball. I played high school basketball in Michigan. I was recruited on the recruitment process, and just to touch on a few points that he said, if you just go by what he said, you'll be a whole lot further than what I've been. And I made it pretty far in the recruitment process. But the thing was about me, I laid back and I relaxed. I didn't go contact coaches. I let coaches contact me. So I limited the schools that I was able to get. So that way my recruitment process was kind of up and down. And just like him, it was more people that was enrolled in my college university that lived in my hometown. So it's not a lot of people. It was about 6,000 people in the city that I grew up in. No one knew anything about the recruitment process. No one. Another thing I want to talk about my freshman year. I was recruited out of high school by pretty much almost every school in the Midwest. University of Illinois, University of Michigan, Michigan State, Colorado State. My eyes was Pittsburgh. They recruited me, but they went into some sanctions, and at the last minute, I ended up coming to Texas Southern. I came to Texas Southern because the head coach at the time and the president of the school, we were all from the same city. So I wanted to be in a type of area that I felt comfortable with, the people that I knew that was going to take care of me academically and on the court. The main thing about that is I knew what the coaches, what they really were trying to do. He said he's going to talk a little bit about more coaches, but let me tell you a little bit about how my coach was, and I seen him firsthand, and I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. They never really cared about the athletes. They only cared about the athletes that produce. So whenever you have an injury or something, you have to always think about that and have a backup school because they will treat you like the next person. So just be cognizant and make sure you know and understand that it's all about you. So you have to grind for yourself, you have to grind for your family. You can't never give another person the opportunity to direct your life unless it's your family. My freshman year in college, I was freshman of the year, and I want to tell you a little bit about what I did on a daily basis. On a daily basis, I get up about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, every day. That's off season and during the season. We have practice, or we work out on the field, we run on the track, and then we'd hurry up, go shower, had to rest, we had a little meal card, had to rush to the caf so we could get something to eat before class. Class was from about, I want to say 8 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon. And then we had to eat lunch. After lunch, you got practice again. When practice at 4:30, you're a good player if you get there at 3:30. You got to be there early. Coaches look at that as well, be there early. We have practice, and the cafeteria closes at 7:30, so we get out of practice at 7 o'clock. Have the rest of the cafeteria to eat, and the rest of the study hall from 8 to 10, and we're back up in the morning to do it again. With all that being said, with that hard work and dedication that I embrace, I ended up receiving freshman of the year, which is a great deal because I got nationally noticed and it hasn't been done at the school in a while. Let me talk about my injury. Well, no, let me talk about the grind for the summertime. After we did all that for the summertime, I was greedy and I wanted more after my freshman year. So I'm thinking, freshman year, I'm about to go, I'm about to get it. I'm about to be first team, I'm about to be player of the year next year because I was happy and I was excited and I had a lot of hype on me coming into the next year. So I grind and I put in 10 times as much work as I did the previous year because I knew how hard I had to work to get become freshman of the year. So I knew I had to do double that to get even more. So once I put in all that work, and the next year I ended up receiving third team all conference. I was really upset. I mean, it was an accolade, but I was really upset because I wanted to play of the year first team. So I ended up getting injured the next year. And once I got injured, I became one of those other players. I moved to the back of the bench. The coach was really looking my way at the time, and this guy was from my hometown. And I'm thinking that it's not supposed to be a situation like this, but they treat you like any other player. Once that injury happens, you have to make sure you find someone that genuinely cares about you as a person. Because it's going to be very important going into college because you don't get that a lot.
All right, so what I'm going to go into now is kind of what Coach was talking about is the grind. So I'm going to hand out my schedule. This is what I remember from my freshman year. This was every single day. Like Coach said, there is no off season in college. There is none. All right, so you guys look over that. Notice what I said after the first one. What does it say? Never hit the snooze. All right, so let's go down through it. 4:15, alarm goes off. 4:45, weight room. That's the 5:55. 6 o'clock, okay, I have an hour. I need to take a shower, get ready for class because I cannot be late to breakfast with the coaches at 7 a.m. Breakfast with the coaches being, that's their first contact with you in the day. That breakfast is their first time seeing how you're going to push through the day, how you're going forward through the day. Because the weight room is strength and conditioning coaches. Your positioning coaches will be sitting right there. And that's just their opportunity. Okay, good. You come in there with your football stuff on, send you back to your room. Look like a student, that's what they say. Look like a student. They don't like that. Football players, we just want to wear our jogging pants. And they didn't like that, all right? Breakfast with the coaches is over with. Class 8 to 8:50. 50-minute class, out of that class, 9 to 9:50. 10 o'clock class, 10 to 10:50. Lunch and nap. And I put slash right there because that's the only time you really get to just feel like you're in college, I'm going to be honest. Now, this is a football regimen, but I promise you, whatever sport you play, they will adjust yours to be similar to this. You will be busy the entire day. All right, so right after my nap, position meeting. After that, defensive meeting. After that, team meeting. And basically the motto is, I dare you to fall asleep. I dare you to fall asleep. Why? Because they're trying to see your time management. If you didn't go take a nap before you came in here, that's your fault. You better have ate and you better have took a nap. That's just how serious it was. Alright, so I'll take this time right here. I'm going to read an article. A young lady by the name of Caitlin Simpson, she wrote this. I believe she was a track athlete at Michigan. Alright, so college athletes, they have a perfect life. They receive tons of gear, get special attention from professors, have tons of friends, and have unique privileges that no other students have. This is the image that the majority of people have about student athletes in college. However, as a collegiate athlete myself, I can tell you this is far from the reality. Here's what it really looks like to be a college athlete. You're always in season, just said that. Yes, everyone thinks only have a certain number of games in your season, 2 to 4 months. But what they don't know is that while you may have no games for months, the rest of the year you have to train to be the best shape you can be in for the season. You eat healthy, work out every day, and keep practicing in order to maintain your skills, endurance, and strength. So no, we don't have an off season. You have long, stressful days. However, your classmates doesn't think so because he has 4 classes, work, and studying to do. But what your classmate doesn't understand is you have 6 a.m. lifting, which means waking up at 5 a.m. Then after lifting, you have to go to class. No, you cannot skip, even though you are exhausted from waking up before sunrise every day that week. Because if you skip, you don't get to practice or play that week. So if you go to class and after you try to squeeze in lunch or maybe 20-minute nap before you head back to the gym with film, you then put yourself through a 2-hour practice. Practice ends, you are now physically, mentally exhausted, but you are not done because you have to shower, eat, study, and do homework before finally hitting the hay, only to wake up and do it all over again. Your every move is watched. There's no room to mess up, but many think that collegiate athletes are exempt from having real responsibilities. What they don't know is that when your teammate misses a class, you are going to run to you. Someone late to practice, run to you. Have a bad practice, run to you. And then as if it wasn't enough, at practice you condition before, you condition for punishment, you condition if you lose the drill, you condition if your coach feels like it. Also, you're a student athlete, right? Your coach will emphasize that school comes first, so you better do well in your classes. But don't dare slack off at practice because you were up until 3 a.m. studying for that test. It's a never-ending cycle finding a balance between being a student and being an athlete. So no, we are not exempt from responsibilities. You don't even get a break. Coach canceled practice. I've seen this 2 times. We were so excited. We ain't got practice today. You're right. You still don't have a day off. You have to go to the training room and rehab, constant aches and pain. You have to take a recruit who's probably trying to come to take your position and walk them around campus and act like you really want them to come to that school. That's the journey. All right? You don't have any friends because you just ain't got time. Your friend is your teammate because they in it with you. Notice why I always say you hurt for your teammate. That's where I got that from. Because that's all you got. They talk to you every day, you're tired, you're exhausted. You want to go talk to that other person, but you start having panic attacks. Like, maybe I'm supposed to be, I don't see my teammates. Where they at? It's just a part of the reality. You know? I'll finish it right there. And I say all of this not to scare you. I'm saying it because I didn't know any of that stuff before I went in. I'm trying to warn you about what's going to happen. That way you're prepared. I don't want you to run from it like I did. I was done. After 2 years, this is too much. So the last segment is the mindset. The first mindset you need to have is tenacity. Wake up with tenacity. Go to sleep with tenacity. Keep that tenacity every day. Tenacity being that aggressive mindset that I don't care what I do today, I'm going to make it. And I'm going to be successful at this school. Second thing, avoid complainers. Always avoid complainers. If they complaining, get away from them. Because I guarantee you, you're going to be complaining next. I make that mistake. I started going more to the ones who are, wait, man, I don't like coach. I don't like him either. That was the start of it. Guess what? Now you don't like all the coaches because they just said it, you're going to say it too. Avoid complainers. Avoid the ones who are always late to something. The one you'll find that great athlete who don't really care. He feel like I'm straight. They ain't gonna do nothing. He will disappear soon too. He'll probably make it through the first semester. But avoid that person. What you need to do is find a classmate that's been there and you cling on to them. You talk to them every day. Find that cool guidance counselor that really has a genuine, sincere conversation with you. I promise you won't find it with your coach. Chances are you won't because they gotta make sure you're right. mentally. So they can't just be nice because they feel like you'll slack off. So find that guidance counselor, that cool senior on the team, that cool junior that does everything right. You cling on to that person. Because the last thing you want to do is cling on to the people who are complaining, the people who are always late, and the people who are already talking about transfer. And I'm getting out of here. I promise you, it's a cancer that starts in your mind, and before you know it, you didn't even realize it. They got you. You right there with it. Man, Mom, I'm trying to come home, man. This coach, it don't matter what school you go to. It's going to be the same thing. The same thing is that every one of them, because these coaches have jobs, they have to take care of their families. So don't believe that you're going to run from it and it's going to avoid it. It's going to be at the other school. For one, you're just wasting time. You started here, you finished. All right? Second thing, always remind yourself of the hoping and wishing that you did to get you there. Remind yourself that high school athletes would trade anything just to be in your position. I believe that thought would have pushed me through, but I just forgot about it because that's what got me through my freshman year. Was, man, I get so many athletes out there, man, they gave me this scholarship. I got to push myself through it. I got to push myself through it. Like I said, when that alarm goes out, smile and attack the day with tenacity. Time management skills. Again, understand, mom and dad, they're not there. The only thing you got is your attitude. Your attitude will either take you one way or the other. Always remember that. Your attitude towards everything you do is going to take you one way or the other. Every time. If you're not feeling everything, you go to practice, guess what? That coach watching you. They're going to say, I don't think she's really feeling it. They got an athlete who just contacted them on Twitter that does your event. You think they're going to try to pick you up? You're already going down. They're going to just let you go home. So you keep that tenacity. You show them that I will be great. I earned this scholarship because I'm going to be great for this university. I'm struggling now, coach, but I'm going to be great for this university. You look them dead in their eye every time you talk to them. You shake their hand and you always look them in the eye. Never shake their hand soft and look down. Just tell coach, I was a coach. You're fading away. I used to always say, coach, you're fading away. They'd be like, what would he do? You won't even look me in my eyes. And I was about on the phone all night with his mom trying to get up out of here. Wow, I was that dude. All right? Stick to your goals. Like I said, avoid any complainers, avoid always late people. I'm thinking about leaving crowd, and they don't understand whatever. Yeah, I got you. So never create or dislike or hate anybody. I mean, I think you guys understand that in life. Never do that. I don't care how many your coach is. Never create a dislike for them. I think I've explained enough why they do what they do. Never go into that hole, because once you go into that hole, you start walking around like, I know you're going to say something like I did, and you build just the strongest life for the person. You can't live your life like that. That only hurts you. You think that coach is hurting? The coach got a job to do. That's hurting you. That's going to be the reason why you end up transferring out and miss a great opportunity to be an All-American in this school. Every one of these athletes you see on TV, if you go talk to them, you'll say, I had to fight through my freshman year. I'm here now because I fought. That's the main thing. You have to fight. You can't go in and thinking I'm an All-American already. You got to go in and thinking I'm nobody, but I'm going to prove that I'm somebody one day. And you attack it. And the last thing, remember that you're there for that degree. Sports don't last forever. They don't last forever. They don't, man. Charles Woodson, the greatest athlete who ever played the game, finally retired. That's who inspired me. He played 19 years. When he retired, I almost cried because that was the reason I won number 2 in high school. It was the reason I won number 2 everywhere I went. That's the reason I played defensive back. It's because I wanted to be like him. He finally retired. It hit me. It don't last long. But you can always fall back on being a great coach. That means always pay attention to what they're telling you, what they're teaching you. When you're in the weight room, always pay attention. Pay attention to everything. Because if you can't play and you love the sport, you can always be a coach. So don't just go in there thinking I'm going to be All-American. Before you know it, you got a back injury like Coach said, and the coach don't even look at you the same. He's too busy on Twitter trying to find that person to replace you. So all you guys, your attitude, you can either prove that coach wrong and you bounce back, or you're going to get replaced. It's just the true reality. Again, I do this because I wanted you guys to be prepared for it and understand why it happens like this. Again, I didn't know, and I ran from it. In 2 years, I was done. I didn't want to play anymore, and I am experiencing one of the worst situations I could ever experience. being a Division I athlete to being homeless, sleeping in my truck. I don't want anybody to even go deep into that reality. So when you get there, you attack it. And you have your mind made up that I will be successful in this sport, I will be successful in life, and I'm gonna get this degree. No matter how busy you keep me throughout my day, I'm gonna get my studying on, I'm gonna stay up at 4, and I'm gonna get up and go to this workout at 5 o'clock and act like I ain't even sleep because I'm tenacious. I want all I can get out of this, and I'm gonna get it. That's the mindset, all right? I appreciate you guys, man. Take that information, get on your social medias, start getting your name out there, market yourself, and make sure you're successful. Love you guys to death, man. So much luck on your journeys. And I'm always here, man. I'm always here to Redline. Appreciate it.